Yo, was goody. Salute. Salute to the peoples, baby. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, man. Whoever that was that defaced his mural, he's a sucker. What up, Dish, man? I said let me fuck it, let me do a little live real quick. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a video on Nipsey Hussle, man. They defaced his mural in Cali. Like I don't give a fuck, if you don't, if you don't like a gang or you in a gang and you gang banging it, but it's just certain things you don't do as a man of honor and principle. When you see people doing shit like that, that means they have no principles. Oh, Gavin McLeod, wow, rest in peace. That's the guy who's the singer, right? I liked a few songs that he had too. May he rest in peace. If that's the guy I'm thinking of a singer when I hear that name. But yeah, man, may he rest in peace, whoever he was. Condolences to his family. And as far as that the kid who defaced, yeah, that's a fact. This is the thing, right? With the streets and gang banging, there's such a big level of ignorance, right? And not only that, you got warring factions for decades, especially in Cali, where it started at. So I'm understanding of the hatred that is in people's hearts because of the violence and the ignorance of gangbanging, right? But at the end of the day, as a man, you have to be held accountable for your actions. So I won't be surprised his own people spank him though. You hear me? Because Nipsey was loved by everybody. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Nip, man. I like Nip a lot. Oh, I don't know why I'm thinking of a singer when you say Gavin Cloud was a detective. He rode a horse. His name was Gavin McLeod. I gotta check him out. I'm sure I know who he is. I don't know why I think of a singer when I hear that name though. But rest in peace to him, man. I respect all. And I respect the dead. Period. That's one of the worst things that niggas started doing that they think is cool is to disrespect dead people and say, yo, I'm smoking on this dude and I'm smoking on like you don't do that, man. And the older niggas when they seen the young boys starting to do that, they were supposed to put them to the side and say, yo, that's a thug. We're not doing that. You know, I'm understanding of how the what's up, Vic? I'm understanding of how how the young boys act because the ghetto's been fucked up for a long time and there's ignorance in the ghetto and violence and all types of shit. So I'm understanding of the a lot of the things that the young do, and I never try to act like I'm better than them or you know. That's why I try to talk to the young dudes. And if I see a young dude, isn't up to being, you know, to talking intelligent, I don't force it on them. What's up, kitty cats? Yo, what up? What up? What up, Harlem Streets? That's right, Harlem Street. That's a fact. But that's like I said, man, I try to always, you know, rap to the young boys, and if what I do is if I see that the young boys respect me and they give me a certain respect and love, I'll put something in their ear. But I always wait to see if they're receptive because you don't want to force something on someone because it'll make them resent you. And then the message won't get across. You know what I'm saying? But what I do is I try to drop gems during the course of a regular conversation, because that's something God has blessed me with, the gift to teach people, especially little niggas in the street. You hear me? Because they understand that young boys in the street is more quick to fuck with a nigga like me because they know I'm from the turf. I'm from the mud. You know what I'm saying? My jacket is official. So they know that I know what I'm talking about. They know I really was out there, on the blocks, the $1 million blocks, and running the streets and always was 10 toes down about it. There's no flaws on my shit. You know what I'm saying? I always been a stand up dude. So, but listen, whoever did that, well, they know who did it. Some bozo named Capone. Capone, I hope you got a fucking, you better put an encyclopedia in your pants, nigga. They coming to spank you. Yo, Ahmad, no doubt. Ahmad, yo, you know what I wanted to tell you? I'm glad you came. Yo, Ahmad, I'm about to get this Nautica jacket, the one that I always wanted, with the big Nautica on the back. It says Nautica in the big bubble letters. They got one. I seen it, man. If it's up there for the next 2 or 3 days, I'm scooping it. I just gotta go put the money on my Cash App card. Get to like a Walgreens or something. This shit is the one I always wanted from back in the days. You gotta get lucky to catch one of these. And yo, they got one. Scoop it. Wavy, nigga. Yo, Ahmad, I've been buying a lot of clothes and shit lately. I bought 3 pairs of 11s. I bought a pair of Palmines. I bought I'm about to go get I got some vintage shit too. I'm gonna show it to you. I got a vintage reversible Mickey joint. I'm about to go send it to the cleaners because it's old. You know what I'm saying? But I got some shit, nigga. You gonna like? I got a Tommy, a throwback Tommy jacket. I got some wavy shit. But yeah, I'm on, man. You just stay away from suckers, B. You hear me? Stay away from suckers. How you doing, Kitty Cat too? My bad. BJ Thomas. Oh, raindrops keep falling. Right? Why you put that? Is that You know what's crazy too? When I was a little kid, I used to have a what you call them things when you like the jewelry chest when you open them, they play a little song. My mother used to have one, and they used to play that song. The raindrops keep falling on my head when I was a little kid. Yeah, that's crazy that you said that. It used to make me sad, that song. I was talking about when I was real little, like when I was like 3, 4, 5, those years. And when I used to hear the song, for some reason, it used to make me sad. But he used to play that song. He used to go ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that's crazy. Is that the person who made it, BJ Thomas? Raindrops keep falling on my head. That's funny. Oh, that's who passed away, and he made that song. But this year said that Gavin McLeod was the guy who is that the same person? Gavin McLeod and BJ Thomas? I'm a little confused here. Yeah, that song used to make me sad when I was a little kid. Word. That and Inchworm. Inchworm and Raindrops Keep Falling. Yeah, is that what they call Generation X? The people that were born from 1965 to 1980? Oh, they both died. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. What you call it? I used to get sad though when they played that song. I'm talking. I was a baby. I was like 3, 4, 5, and also because the inchworm used to be in a movie called Children of the Dam. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, Harlem. That's the Generation X. All right, cool. I guess me and you was in that category. I'm 46, a marvelous looking 46, if I might add, I might say so. But excuse me. When I was a little kid, I used to get sad because of that movie, The Children of the Dam. It used to scare me, and when I used to hear the song, it used to make me real sad. The Inchworm and Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Yeah, all right. I'm good with that. I'm good with the Generation X tag, man. Some real official people were born in those years, man. Those were turbulent years, man. For 65 to 80. King died in those years. Both Kennedys got killed in those years. Vietnam War came in those years. Heroin epidemic, crack epidemic. Like, that was a nutty few decades, right? They burnt down the whole New York. Like, that was you survived those years, B. You a lucky motherfucker. Niggas like me in Harlem, we diners, so we lucky to be here, man. I was talking about that today. Like, niggas like us ain't around like that. You see them here and there. When you see niggas like us, if they did a long stretch, a nigga that went away in fucking 94, 92 and came home fucking, and managed to stay alive in jail and jail preserve him. But you don't see a lot of dude. What up, man? Yeah, people say that the moon landing was fake. All the millennials is from 81 to, all right, cool. I'm glad to know that. I love to learn. I'm gonna drop the link. Yeah, crack, man. Yo, when crack hit New York, I can't, it's indescribable what I seen, B. Yo, they found my man. Listen, I was walking home. I'll drop the link right now. I was walking home with my father, right? And they was beating the shit out of this dude. They were gonna kill him. Yo, what up? What up? Let's talk about it, man. Salute. They were gonna kill him, right? They were beating. I'm talking about they were gonna kill him. And my father said, "Yo, what's up?" Because he knew everybody. He knew the nigga getting beat. The niggas beating him. Right? We was walking to the car to drive home. I had just moved from Bed-Stuy to Ridgewood on the borderline of Bushwick and Ridgewood. Anyway, he said, "Yo, what happened?" He said, "Yo, the nigga owes bread." Right? My father said, "How much?" They said $15. My father pulled a 15 out. He said, "Yo, here, let him go." But that's the type of fucking insane shit that was going on during the crack era. They kill you over $5. You dig? Niggas that never had money before was getting a lot of money. So they'll kill you for that shit. You know what all right, and yeah, yo, no doubt. Let's talk about it. Good to see you too. I'm gonna drop the link. But yeah, man, what I seen in the crack era, they found my man stuffed in a fucking refrigerator. A lot of my mans ended up fucking smoked out, disappearing. I got niggas in the crack era that disappeared, that nobody knows where they at. They dead, but they probably was found in an abandoned building somewhere. I seen horrible shit during the crack era, B. In Bushwick and in the sty. Crazy, nigga. Real crazy shit. Harlem was lit. The Bronx, fucking Alphabet City. Niggas don't know Alphabet City was major, major, major dangerous in them years. The whole lower Manhattan was fucked up. Hold on, I'm about to drop the link. Yeah, man. I lost a lot of people, man. A lot of my mans got murdered. My man Show, Plex, a lot of niggas I know. My man Clinton, a lot. I pray for niggas' souls at night. I always ask God for a lot of people. I pray for a lot of people. Yeah, Alphabet City was fucking wacky. It was nuts over there. Cause I used to go over there by Reese Projects and what's the other ones? It's Reese, Baroots, and what's the other one? Wall, Lillian Wall. She was lit over there. Nigga. They made a movie called Alphabet City. Where, like, yeah, shit was litty, man. New Yorkers are 100 times safer now. These little niggas don't know. They think shit is wild now. Fucking New York was bonkers. Batty, batty, batty. In the fucking in the 80s and the 90s, man. Especially the early 90s. Especially. Shout to everybody that survived that, man, though. You know, I'm lucky I didn't catch a big bid. I only did 2 skid bids with the state. But they going some time out your ass. That's if you fuck around in the streets, that's a fact. What's up, my brother?
What's good, big? Yo, shit was
How are
different
you?
back then.
Yeah,
Yo,
facts.
you know who came from the Lower East Side? That
Cool.
boy, Blue Boy.
Yeah, Blue Boy's from that's a fact. I think
Yo,
he's from
niggas,
Reach Projects. He's from Reach or Wall Projects, one of the two.
shit was different back then. That's when
Big
niggas
fact.
that's when you could leave your mother house and find an apartment in New York City for like $200 a month, easy.
Yeah,
That wasn't even a problem.
nah.
It was all
Little
about
niggas was renting apartments back then off drug money. I know a bunch of
yeah,
little
yeah.
niggas.
Like niggas ain't like back then. New York was loose at
Loose.
that time. You know what I mean? Like I remember, yo, bro. If like I'm from Harlem, right?
Hmm.
So riding the train from downtown to back to Harlem,
Hmm.
it'd be white people on the train.
Hmm.
By the time you got to 96th Street, all the white people then got off the train.
Yeah.
I know you remember that. Cause it
Nigga,
would
remember?
only be Spanish niggas and black niggas on the train after that.
Remember the welfare hotels and the shit was crazy, man. It was oh my god. I had fun, but it was definitely a dangerous era. It was
I mean, but that's what
fucking
we grew
nuts.
up in. That's why I
Yeah.
was talking
Mhm.
about the whole Generation X and the millennials,
Yeah.
because the millennials they come right after us. But
Right.
see, the Generation X, we come from the baby boomers,
Right. Right. Right.
and the baby boomers was very selfish. That generation came from the quiet generation. They call it the
Right.
quiet generation.
Right.
And that generation is where our grandmothers come from. That's our
Right. Right.
grandmothers was the ones that was still with their grandfather, with our grandfathers and all that. Like it
Yeah.
was a couple till they died, and they
Yeah.
left
No,
shit
that's a
for
fact.
us.
My
But
grandmother, grandfather were together forever.
we had like our grandma, like my great grandmother had a business, a restaurant in Harlem,
Uh huh.
and left it to her daughter, my
Yeah.
grandmother. But by the time the baby boomers got it,
Hmm.
which was our parents, when they got that shit, they sold it.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah. That's a
didn't really
fact.
leave nothing for us
Yo,
coming from
yo,
the X generation.
niggas don't
You know
know
what I
about
mean?
playing in abandoned buildings, doing flips on dirty mattresses. Like I had a team of niggas on my block. They were like gymnastics on fucking doing flips off of mattresses and fucking jumping off the second floor to the fucking mattress and doing a somersault
Niggas was
onto the.
wild, bro. Niggas
Shit
don't
was
realize how
crazy.
wild niggas was, bro. Like, yo, bro, I remember growing up in Harlem, like on a tight block, like my block, like 140th between 7th and 8th.
Hmm.
They used to like set up zip cords. Niggas used to zip code from the one abandoned building across the street to the next joint. And that was how we entertained ourselves.
Yeah, nigga.
And in the summertime, see in Harlem, we was getting a little bit of money. So that like
Hmm.
the drug dealers and all that, they used to set up the boxing ring in the local park. So you had
Hmm.
like local niggas that had beef. We boxed it out in the ring. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
We grew up like
Yep.
that
Hell
in that
yeah.
generation. That's how we
That's a
came
fact.
up.
That's a
We
fact.
we be in the ring in front of the whole neighborhood fighting
Yeah.
over Taisha.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I had
Cause
fun
that
though. I
bitch
ain't gonna
got
lie.
green eyes. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
We get it cracking. Like that's
That's a
how it
fact,
was.
man. That's a fact. That's a fact. I had fun, man. I had fun. Shout out to all the posses and crews and mobs and all that shit that
And
was
that's
around in
another
the
thing.
80s.
Like at that time, we used to mob up a lot. So that
Yeah,
kept gentrification at bay.
yeah,
They was scared to gentrify us at that time because we was always mobbed up. Niggas was always mobbed up everywhere you went. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like you knew, like I couldn't walk 2 blocks in 10 minutes back then because I
yeah,
just knew too many people. I gotta stop
yeah,
there, stop there.
yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
Everywhere you
fact.
went, like yo, if we had the internet at the time when we was coming up, like
Oh
these young niggas
man,
now, man, it'd
oh
have been
man,
different.
way different. But that at that time, fucking tons of people was getting killed every year. So it was just a
All
different
that shit,
era, man.
all
Yeah,
that, all that shit would have been on the internet.
yeah.
All
It
that
was, it
shit,
was
all that shit would have been on the internet,
it was
nigga.
wild different. You know what I'm saying? It was lit. You know, that's everywhere.
I got white friends today. See, I'm like niggas like you and me, right? We 40, but
Yeah.
we still look like 23, 25,
Yeah, I would say
like 30 and
25, but
all that. You know what I mean? Like we
you I
still
can
look
see that, but
young.
me, I'm in, but I stay fresh, I stay fresh. I keep a haircut, I'm well groomed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I dig what you're saying.
So we got white friends and shit. And them niggas talk about like I got white friends that be like, yo, I remember one time I came to Harlem back in '98, and I got scared. And they chased me, and you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
nigga
yeah,
ran
yeah.
from
Harlem was crazy, man.
116th Street all the way to 86th Street. Like he got the fuck
Yeah,
up out the hood. Like
yeah, nigga. I used to be out there in Harlem. My father and them used to getting money with niggas up there, man, with Italians on 113th. They were on 113th, and I don't remember the other block, but and then I had other people they used to fuck around over there by you, by it was on 140th between Lennox and what is it, Fifth, Lennox and Fifth,
now Lennox, you got Lennox. Yeah, Lennox is fifth. You
Lennox
got
and
Lennox is fifth.
the building we used to be in collapsed. It was on the front of the newspaper in like '95.
Yeah, that was seventh and Lennox.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
Seventh
right
Avenue
around
and
there.
Lennox Avenue.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yep,
that was my block. That building
yeah.
fell there.
That
Yeah,
shit was lit up there.
at that time, I was on a run. That was back in like 90 96 90.
Yeah, right around there, right around. It
Yeah,
was on the cover of the newspaper. Shit collapsed.
that was
Big
early
ass building too.
96, like January
Yeah,
96. I remember that shit
yeah,
because I was
yeah,
on a
nigga.
run. I was on like I wasn't really on a run, but we had made it so hot on the town. I don't know if
hmm
you heard about it, but if you was in that area getting money, then you probably heard about us. But we was robbing everything on in the town.
No doubt. I know it was lit up there, man. Like we used to be in 100. I don't know if it was 140th or 141st. It was one of them blocks, and the building collapsed. There was a big building, mad apartments in
Yeah,
it.
that was on
We
her
could go over
40th.
there.
That was on her 40th. That was
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
block. Yeah,
Yo, shout
that
out
was
to
on.
CeeLo LES, baby, Shaggy,
Yeah,
1996.
that whole building fell down. Matter of fact, the nigga Max B, he was in my crew.
Mm-hmm.
He got
Free
locked
Max
up
B.
like a few days after that. And he was
Mm-hmm.
on the news, like, yo, the whole building fell down. Like because they was like the news came out there.
Yeah.
He was
We used to
interviewing
go over there.
niggas.
My man
Max
was
B
doing
was on
fucking with niggas up there. We used to go over there,
yeah,
smoke
like
God, and
Max B. My nigga Charlie Rambo was on the news, like, yo, I
yeah.
just seen the building fall down.
I love
Shit
that
was
nigga's
crazy.
music, B. I was just bumping one of his songs, that porno star shit. That's my nigga, son. I love Dipset and Harlem music and Max B and all. That's my shit. Love that shit.
Wow, wow.
Harlem held New York down, B. For real. With all the music and all that in the 2000s, I'm a big Dipset fan. Super. I love that shit. Diplomatic Immunity is one of the greatest albums ever made to me. and
Harlem,
sports, drug, and
us
entertainment.
Harlem, us Harlem niggas, we always like Harlem is different because the one thing about Harlem is segregated, but we all fuck with each other. You got the
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Ricans on the east side, and
Yeah.
you got a little bit of blacks mingled in with them, and then you got
Mm-hmm.
the blacks in Central Harlem, and you got a couple of Puerto Ricans, Dominican niggas mingled in with them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you got the Dominicans on the west side, over on Riverside, on the west, way over on the west, and you got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Puerto Ricans and blacks mingled in with them. So like that's how Harlem's set up.
The East
You know
Side
what I
got a lot
mean?
of projects too.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of projects on the east side. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of projects in Central Harlem. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of projects, like it's a lot of famous projects
Mm-hmm.
on the east side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But West Harlem, we got Lincoln, we got St. Nick, we got Drew
Yeah.
Hamilton, we got the
Mm-hmm.
holograms, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
like if we just quiet with our shit. But if you
Mm-hmm.
look into the background of them areas, those is areas where a nigga have you in the basement just beating the shit out you and can't nobody hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been to
Like
the
shit
Polo
like
Grounds a
that be
few
happening.
times.
Like,
I've been to the Polo Grounds a few times in the in the early '90s too, '92, '93. It was lit. The whole New York, man. Shout to New York, man. Shout to everywhere though, man. It's official niggas everywhere. It's official niggas in every part of the world. In Bel Air, in Beverly Hills, there's official people everywhere, man. I'm a firm
right.
believer in
So
that.
we live in a time where we got all these stories from our hoods. We
Hmm.
can capitalize off of that. We can
Don't
tell
nowhere
them
give it up
stories.
like New York, man. Nowhere. I
Yo,
don't fuck
bro,
what nobody say.
In New York, we got so many stories in New York where niggas
Set
could
the most
actually
trends.
like, yo, you know how these niggas be doing. Like, you ever watch the little YouTube series joints, like the Money and the Violence and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Hmm.
niggas could do that based off of real people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, we could take it to the next level with that, based off of
Absolutely.
real people, like real stories, like
Absolutely.
because
They
everybody get their talking points from somebody at the end of the day.
hmm.
Like, if you look at a Tariq Nasheed, he get his talking points from Dr. Claude Anderson,
Who's
and then
Tariq Nasheed? That name is familiar to me. I heard that name before.
Dr. Claude Anderson get his talking points from Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So like everybody get their talking points from it. Like we bounce ideas off of one another. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Mm-mm.
but once a nigga decide, yo, I'm gonna put some money into this nigga
Josiah.
story, like you don't even have to do much. The stories is already out there. Like a lot of niggas think, yo, I gotta come up with a like to write a book. I gotta
Fab.
come up with a whole. Most of the stories is already out there.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a fact.
They
You
hood stories.
even listen, even the Godfather, right? That was based on true things that was real, man. You remember in the Godfather when
What's your favorite what was your favorite scene in The Godfather?
remember the in part two when they strangling the nigga and then the cop comes in and it's a shootout. That really
Yeah, I remember
happened
that scene. Yeah, when
with
they
the
was trying
Gallo
to kill a
brothers.
nigga and he became
Yeah,
a witness.
yeah. The Gallo that really happened with the Gallo brother. They was choking the Gallo brother with the they was strangling him. A cop came in, right, and the nigga had a scar around his neck for the rest of his life. So a lot of stuff was based on real shit.
See, but the thing with the mob, right? They don't tell you the real deal. Because at that time, when you had Crazy Joe Gallo around,
Yeah,
you you had black gangsters
Joe was a
that was
gangster,
making
man.
more money than them niggas.
Well,
And
Gallo
a
was
lot
the
of
first
and
one to fuck with the black dudes and the Puerto Ricans.
yeah, yeah, a lot of black
The
niggas was getting
Gallo,
money with them. But and
he
see,
bidded with Nicky Barnes.
That's why, yeah, that's why Harlem is significant because Harlem at that time there was so many niggas getting money in Harlem that they start pushing the Tangs out.
Yeah.
The Tang, the
Dr. Frank
Tangs was
Matthews,
mainly
man.
they was set up on the east side of Harlem with
Yeah.
the Puerto Rican niggas start pushing them niggas out.
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? But like at that time, they was used to being in Harlem because
Mm-hmm.
see, one thing about black people, black
Mm-hmm.
foundational Americans,
Mm-hmm.
is they always got shit lit, popping. Whatever they do, that's
Yeah.
everybody want to gravitate toward that shit.
Yeah.
So like even during segregation, white people used to break the law to come hang out with black people.
Yeah. Yo, Harlem, man. My father was getting money with niggas in Harlem, right? He was getting money with the Italians, Fat Tony and Fish. I got pictures of them on my Instagram. And he had he was running with some black dudes up there, a black cat named Teddy Bear. And they was getting real money, man. It was they was never on
Now the
no
funny
racist
thing,
shit.
now the funny thing about the Dominicans, right? When they came to Harlem, they started living up in those areas that guys like Nicky Barnes, Guy Fisher, and all them niggas was living at.
Yeah, man.
They
Welcome home,
start
God
buying
Fisher,
all that
man.
up. And the Dominican niggas was coming over here with that work. But this is what niggas don't know. The Puerto Ricans and the blacks used to team up and do the Dominican niggas dirty
Mm-hmm.
early on.
Shout out to
That's
all
what
my Dominicans, man.
them niggas used to have Jerry curls and all that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
keeping it real.
Now that's a fact. Niggas used to bomb on them, make fun of them, say they don't wear socks and shit. But let me tell you something, man.
The Puerto Rican niggas, like Poe was a black Puerto Rican.
Yeah, and spoke Spanish.
He came up with niggas
Yeah.
and they would send Poe on missions
Mm-hmm.
with now the Dominicans came to America set up in style. Everybody know they was getting money and they had
Yeah.
that work. Everybody know it.
Mm-hmm.
They came, they didn't just come to Harlem and set up on regular blocks. Some niggas went straight to Sugar Hill.
Yeah. Well, they took Washington Heights over too, man.
They took Sugar Hill. You
Yeah.
gotta get them niggas prop. Them niggas
Yeah, no
took
doubt.
Sugar Hill.
And yo, you hear me? Yo, listen. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got money with a team of Dominicans. They were loyal to the motherfucker, and I got good money with them. And I got pension. I'm the only nigga that
Yo,
went down, man.
bro,
Shout out to my Dominican niggas, man. Getting
that's
that
what
boy
niggas don't
money.
understand. Niggas don't understand.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
You know it's crazy.
What up, Mike?
Everywhere else, G'd up in America, niggas is racist. But they don't understand, like they be like, yo, a nigga from the Midwest, like Chicago or Detroit, that I respect,
Mm-hmm.
they're coming straight killers out there. But
Mm-hmm.
they niggas will be like, yo, Harlem, we respect Harlem.
Yeah.
But yo, how y'all niggas let Puerto Rican niggas say the word nigga? They don't understand the relationship that we
I,
have.
and also,
Like
there's African Puerto Ricans. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you got black you got towns in Puerto Rico that's all black. Loíza, Carolina, like you got there's a strong African presence in our blood. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. And we from the same slum. We eat in the same houses with each other. We live in the same projects with each other. We go to school with each other. We marry each other. Like it is what it is. I'm so beyond racist, man. I don't see race no more. I don't see none of that. I see friend, foe, man, woman, child. Real
but it be
simple. I keep it
different. It be
simple.
different. It be different in New York. Like,
Yeah,
cause
it's
like
different in New York.
I
That's a
remember
fact.
the nigga Fat Joe was on your man Noriega joint. And
Yeah, yeah,
Noriega had Puerto Rican, had black, but he be repping
yeah.
that Puerto Rican side hard, right?
Hmm.
And he had Fat Joe on the show, and Fat Joe is Cuban and Puerto Rican. and he like, yo,
Yeah.
I had the nigga, this dude from the West Coast, he a rapper. Um,
Mhm.
he was signed to Easy E. I forget the nigga name, but he a Mexican nigga. And he
Mhm.
was like, yo, I brought the nigga to New York, and he was bugging out.
Mhm.
And Fat Joe was like, yo, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? And he
Mhm.
like, yo, on the West Coast, we don't really be around a lot of black people like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Flat Joe was like, yo, like he couldn't like the way he was breaking it down was like I couldn't really understand the mentality out there like that. Because
Mhm.
me being Cuban and Puerto Rican, like I grew up with black people being in my home
Yeah.
type shit. Like,
From
you know what I
Forest
mean? So
Projects,
like,
man.
but homie on the West Coast, he was freaking out. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is this, like when it comes to a lot of Latinos,
Mhm.
it do be like a lot of coonery.
Yeah. Facts. Let's talk about it. That's a fact. And let me tell you something about Mexicans. There's towns in Mexico with all black towns, straight up black Mexicans. If you're educated and do your history, you'll find every Spanish country has a black population. Straight like that. Straight like that. Listen, like I said, man, I ain't jacking none of that, man. Listen, I love everybody that love me. And let me tell you something. Listen, yo, I grew up with blacks, man. You look at my kindergarten picture. I'm the only Spanish dude in the class, nigga. The
Hey,
only one.
my nigga. I remember one time, I remember growing up, right? I'm talking about like early years, like
Uh huh.
second grade. And you know how you take them trips and they pair you up with people? Them niggas paired me up with a Mexican kid.
Mhm.
And me and that nigga was rocking. And he was telling
Mhm.
me some weird shit. Like he like, yo, I heard a horse talk. I'm like in the second grade. This nigga like in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
second grade. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a culture shock at first,
Mhm.
but you know what I mean? Like I said,
Mhm.
man, and it's really crazy because being somebody from the X generation
Yeah.
X,
Yeah.
we had white friends growing up, white kids
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
grew up
man.
in the hood
Hell yeah, man. I always been
that was
open
more
minded and
fucked
had.
up than us. That
Yeah, that's
would
a
come to
fact.
our house
Yeah.
and look at our house like it
Mhm.
was because Puerto Ricans and blacks, our mothers, they tried to keep, even though we was poor, that we kept things intact. Like things was at
Um,
least clean. And there
nigga, you
was
could eat off the
cereal
floor in
and
my
shit like
grandmother's
that.
house.
You know what I mean? You know how we
He kept that motherfucker spotless, nigga. Like, oh, forget it. You could eat off the floor in her house, B. Spotless. Rest in peace.
right.
Yeah, yeah. She was
Even though
poor, but
we
she
was
was proud.
poor.
Yeah.
Even though we was poor.
Yeah,
But that's
man.
how we came up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like every
They were
Sunday,
really poor.
the music playing
Yeah.
loud and
Really poor.
mom,
That's real
you know,
poverty.
grab a
No
mic,
food,
nigga. You know what I
no
mean?
food, no money for nothing. You got to send the kids to school just so they could get a meal or two in a day. Fucking the building is twisted, roaches and rats everywhere. Fucked up. That's real poverty. It ain't like that no more. These little niggas got plenty of food.
But we was coming out. We was like I remember I had my first apartment early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like 18, and I was paying
Hmm.
like 300 rent
Yeah.
cash with no
Yeah.
problem.
The
My
money
whole
was
crib.
everywhere. It was everywhere. It was fucking everywhere. I remember blocks in Bushwick with 20 something dope stamps on it. Like fucking niggas selling crack 100 miles an hour. Like it was nuts. Nuts. And back then niggas was getting fucking 10 PC. It ain't like now you could nigga give you 50 PC off a pack. The dope
Yo,
was
bro.
was more
Yo, bro.
expensive back then.
When we was little kids, it used to be lines.
Yeah, cheese lines. I
And
remember.
guess
Yup.
what? And guess what, G'd up? The police couldn't do nothing about it. You know why?
No.
You wanna know why they couldn't do nothing about it? because they didn't even know what the fuck crack was.
Yeah, and not only that, back then the cops had 38s. Remember, cops didn't get Glocks till 1990. They had 38s.
Well,
They couldn't.
a lot of that came from the foreigners. Like Brooklyn wasn't that really wasn't really crazy like that until a lot of the Jamaican niggas started coming over. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Brooklyn was known
What, nigga?
for being tough,
Yeah,
but they was known for being tough. And see, it's weird when you talk about Latinos because me
that's a
being
fact. Let's
a
talk about it.
foundational Black American from New York, Puerto Ricans are naturally citizens. Every Latino is not a natural citizen. So
No.
you can't really call a Puerto Rican a immigrant. So it's
Hmm.
just different over here.
Yeah,
It really is. Like niggas don't understand it. And it's like, yeah, Puerto Rican niggas that did the same shit we did. Like I did
yeah,
ate and Puerto Rican people that invited me to their house and I ate at that time.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't speak for nowhere else, but in Bushwick, I never seen. We always rocked with each other. Never seen us having racial issues. We always fucked with each other. That's why I love my hood, man. Straight up. And yo, let's talk about it. Yeah,
And we put that shit to the test too, because we fought
mhm,
each other. So you had
yeah,
strong ass black dudes going toe to toe with strong ass Puerto Rican dudes.
hell yeah.
And like so we did it on a physical level. Like
Yo, let's
we
talk
fought
about it,
each other.
right? There's a park in Bushwick called Bushwick Park. We call it Putnam Park, right? But niggas used to come into the park, right? Hand out samples, right? Start pushing and come back a few days later with some work and line motherfuckers up. And then on the other block on the corner, there was a spot in an abandoned building with a metal fence. They put a hole in it. That used to have lines going around the corner down the block. No bullshit. No bullshit. Stupid big lines. Cheese lines. And it was like that all over New York, man. All over New York, man. In the Bronx, in Harlem, in Queens, and motherfucking everywhere. Even Long Island and Staten Island got hoods.
Mhm. It
Straight
was
up.
different back then, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing about New York is right. I didn't
Fucking
have
crazy
family
back
members
then.
from the because I'm FBA. I'm a foundational Black American. My
Stay
descendant
loud, baby.
my descendants go back to the beginning of America.
Hmm.
Like we built this country straight
Big
up.
fact.
Like America was built off of foundational Black Americans. We came up with
Yeah.
all the music, all that over here in
Yeah.
America. American culture is foundational Black American culture, straight up.
Yeah.
But I remember being a young nigga and going down south and all that, and I would see like a white area
Hmm.
that our parents would tell us don't go over there,
Yeah.
and it would be like dilapidated, fucked up, you
Hmm.
know, and you know even down south I felt that community feeling, and then you got a lot of brothers that would go to the islands in the summer because in New York it was
Yeah.
crazy. So your parents would send you somewhere in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so a
Yeah.
lot of the brothers when
What
they
up,
was
Willie?
little kids, like around 6, 7, 8, 9, their parents would send them to Puerto Rico
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
St.
Yeah.
Croix or
Yeah.
or Jamaica or something
Yeah. A
like
lot
that.
of my cousins used to go to Puerto Rico. Yeah. Yeah. That's a fact. That's a
Because
fact.
summertime in New York City, like New York City was one of them cities where they was finding 12-year-olds in the dumpster.
Yeah. Or if they didn't send you to Puerto Rico, they send you to Fresh Air Fund or Yogi Bear or something to get you the fuck
Right.
out the slum. That's a fact.
It was that
That's a big fact.
serious. But they had to do something with the kids. Because what
Yeah.
we would do in the summertime in New York, we would we would be out of school and we kids. So we wouldn't have, we would run up in the school breakfast,
Hmm.
get the school breakfast, and then we ain't got nothing to do,
Yeah,
so we just terrorize the neighborhood all day.
that's a fact. Free lunch and
We
free
ain't
breakfast.
had no internet or none of that shit. So it was
No,
like we outside, like
kids don't
for
even play
real.
outside
Like
no more. You don't see kids playing outside like that no more.
niggas was
Fucking
doing backflips off of 1 story
yeah,
high rises,
yeah,
like in the neighborhood.
yup, yeah, nigga.
Like if
We
you
used to
can't
play
do that
in
backflip,
abandoned
nigga,
buildings
you
and
ain't there.
lots and shit like that, in abandoned cars and shit like that. Like it'll never be like that again. They fixed New York up.
A nigga, like one of your niggas, find a pit bull in the neighborhood, and
It
niggas and
look
killed like 20 cats.
in New York. I mean in Brooklyn, right? There's a strip called Broadway in Brooklyn, right? In the 70s and 80s, it got burnt down in the blackout, right? There was used to be no fucking buildings on the whole strip. You might have one or two buildings through the whole strip. Everything else was burnt to the fucking ground. They fixed that whole shit up. I be
Yo,
telling people, I'll be like,
we
yo,
was low. Yo, back then, as a little kid, I remember they used to send out the soup trucks. People
mm-hmm,
used to
yeah, the
line up
food trucks.
at the
Yup.
soup truck
Yeah, nigga.
with crackers and soup.
Fucking welfare cheese. It was rough, man. Shit was rough.
The winter times in New York was crazy back then.
Yeah, and it was cold.
It get real cold, and the
It ain't
snow
cold
used
no
to
more.
pile up in the hood. This is before gentrification. Like the
Way
snow
before.
would pile up, dirty snow would pile up on the sidewalk. We used to use that shit to hit niggas with snowballs and all that. Like
Yeah, nigga.
niggas used to put
Blizzards.
eggs. Niggas make a big ass snowball with an
Yeah,
egg in the middle of that shit, and throw
yeah.
and be living in the five in the on the fifth floor of a 5 story apartment building, and hit somebody in the face with that shit. Like
Remember
shit was real
Halloween?
back then.
Halloween was crazy. You couldn't, yo, if you wasn't a gangster, you do the Halloween was rough, man.
Yeah, Halloween
People
was
be
different.
robbing niggas, throwing eggs at people.
Niggas
Like,
was feeling it, and Halloween from the age, like if you was in elementary school, you was pretty much safe. But anybody from the
yeah,
age of junior high school,
yes, yes.
like and up, you was in danger, nigga.
Yo,
Halloween was different. Like
I
the next
remember
day,
Halloween, no
Halloween would be
bullshit.
over. The next day, like your local Wendy's, I don't care what business
Yeah,
it was,
yeah,
everybody car be egged up, nigga.
yeah.
Niggas
It was like
with
a
the
riot.
wall.
It was like a fucking riot every Halloween, B. Like I remember 1989 Halloween, B. It had to be about 100 of us on Myrtle Avenue, and it was just like looting and rioting. And we went down Hancock, right? And these motherfuckers started flipping cars. They started flipping cars over, and yo, no bullshit. It was like Escape from New York, B. And there
Yeah,
was some people on the
you know
roof,
what they
nigga. They
start
started
calling.
shooting. They started shooting
You know
some
what they start. You know what they start calling that shit, right? They started calling that shit wilding.
wilding. Yup, yup,
Cause you know what
wilding.
we used to do back then, bro. Like a lot of guys from Brooklyn and Harlem, we used to go to downtown Manhattan. Guys would come to downtown Manhattan from Brooklyn and Harlem and the
Mm-hmm.
Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
We used to just wild out.
Just mob up. Just
We used
mob
to
up
be
and
mobbed up, crazy deep,
fucking niggas
just
don't know,
robbing
man.
white people, just wilding the fuck
Yeah, just
out.
crazy shit, B. Fucking 100 deep. Telling you. It was nuts, man. And I remember when
Niggas, yo,
that
bro,
word,
remember when niggas used to, I remember niggas used to take over the trains,
yeah, nigga,
the conductor booth.
Decepticons on the train, on the A train. It was fucking crazy, B. It was nuts back then. People don't know. People think that New York got crazy in the 90s, and nah, my man, it was fucking nuts. Way before then. Way before, B.
Way before that. Way
Way
before that.
before. Way before, B. Telling you, man. Bushwick was crazy, B. Stray dogs. Stray
Yo, my
fucking dogs.
godmother, my godmother helped raise me. Her name was Miss Ola. She ran the block.
God bless her.
Like she had all the like the keys to the park. Like she ran two buildings on the block.
Mm-hmm.
That was my godmother.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, she used to take us out of the hood. She used to take me out the hood. You know what I mean? Like a lot of me leaving the hood was thanks to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like coming up as a low kid.
Yeah.
And she used to give my mother
God bless her, man.
that was a different era, bro. That was
Yeah.
when shit was like community based.
Yeah.
When we own shit.
Block parties, block associations. Like I remember all
Right.
that shit, man. You don't see that shit no more. We in a new era, man. Instagram, these young boys fucking taking pictures with guns and fucking. It's a way different era, man. Way different. They just snatched a whole bunch of little niggas from my hood. The Hoolie Gang it's all over the newspaper. They killed the
That
little
shit was
girl. They killed the
different.
2-year-old girl. They went to go shoot one of the ops, and they killed the little girl. Bro, they killed the 2-year-old girl.
Nah, that's all good, bro.
I used to
Like
live
at the
on
end of
that
the
block.
day, at the end of the day, that shit is all a results of white supremacy. What they
Yeah,
really need to
yeah.
do is start off by giving foundational Black Americans reparations. We got two choices right now, and we don't like as a foundational Black American. I don't have a choice when it comes to being liked or being respected.
Hmm.
I gotta be respected. Like
Yeah,
I don't care who feels what. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And like we like in the fourth quarter, we down by like 30 points. Shit is crazy right now.
yeah, yeah. It's a lot of a lot of oppression, man, and these young boys is running wild, man. Hey, yo, I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go bust some moves, get some paper, man. Yo, Harlem, man. Thank you
Yeah,
for coming
yo,
through,
bro,
brother.
you
Always
gonna
a
get up,
pleasure.
bro. You gonna get
Always
up,
a
my
pleasure,
nigga.
man.
I'ma holler at you.
All
You
right,
gonna
baby
get up.
boy. Salute to the chat, man. Let's talk about it. Willie, Josiah, Dicium, Kitty, Mike, the whole gang. You heard? Gang, gang, gang. I'll catch you on the rebound, man. Salute, man. Love is love.